Now children, in our last video we have discussed about the xylem and phloem and different methods how the water is absorbed into the plant. Now these water as after this absorption, it has to go in the plant by 3 levels. Very first level is the absorption of water and minerals by individual cell. This is individual cell, this is the root hair cell, these are the cortical cell. Water is absorbed by this root hair and moving to the cortical cell. So this is the individual cell absorption. Now second level is a short distance transport from the root to the stem. This is the root. Through the root it is absorbed by the root and then it is moving to the stem to a short distance in herbaceous plant. Now third level is the long distance transport. It is absorbed by the root and moving up to the stem. That is the long distance transport. Now just now we have discussed the water is absorbed by cell to cell for the first level of absorption. This is the root hair. All of us know that the part of the plant which is under the ground, that is the root, and the root part of the root which is absorbed water and mineral, that is the root hair. This is the ultrastructure of root hair, and here you see this is a single cell. This is what is the root hair. Root hairs are the extension of the epidermal cell. You see these epidermal cells surrounded by cell wall having the cell membrane, and this is the vacuole which is filled with the concentrated cell sap. How this root hair is adapted for the absorption of water and minerals? First is it is surrounded by semi-permeable membrane. A membrane which allows only certain molecules to pass through it, that membrane is known as semi-permeable membrane. So this is semi-permeable membrane in this root hair, that is the cell membrane. The second is the higher salt concentration of cell sap. The cell sap is highly concentrated against the soil water. This root hair is surrounded by soil particles, and in between the soil particles the soil water is present. So this concentration of cell sap is more than the soil water. Then it has the large surface area. You see there are the numerous millions of root hair cells are there, and that is the total absorptive area of the root. Now methods of absorption, the 3 methods last video we have discussed about the diffusion, osmosis and active transport. Now what is the diffusion? I think all of you have remembered that the movement of molecule from higher concentration to lower concentration, that is known as diffusion. Osmosis, the movement of water molecules from its higher concentration to lower concentration, is known as osmosis. Active transport is the movement of minerals from higher concentration. Now the second method by which the water is absorbed we have discussed already, that is the process of osmosis. Osmosis is the movement of water molecule from its higher concentration to lower concentration through a semi-permeable membrane. And third method by which the water is absorbed, that is the active transport. Here the movement of minerals from its lower concentration to higher concentration and by the expenditure of energy, that is known as active transport. Movement of water in plants. First is through the cortical cell. Now this structure which is shown here, that is the ultrastructure of root hair. You see the cellular structure, that is outer, this is the outer epidermis, and then this green color, this is the cortical cells, then this is endodermis, these green color the pericycle, this purple color is xylem vessels, and these are the phloem vessels, and these are the structure of root hair. And this root hair, all of you know that what is the root hair? Root hair is the extension of the epidermal cell. This root hair is surrounded by soil particles. In between the soil particles, soil water is present. So this soil water is less concentrated than the cell sap. So here the water moves from soil water into the cell or the root hair cell, and this cell becomes water sufficient. It is filled with water, and this cell is surrounded by these cortical cells which are not having that much of water. So this water molecule, because of the difference in the concentration gradient of water in the cortical cell and the root hair cell, so this water it moves into the cortical cell against the concentration gradient. That means here the water is less, here water is more. So water is moving from its higher concentration to lower concentration, and they are crossing the semi-permeable membrane, plasma membrane. So this process is known as osmosis. So from here, root hair root hair cell, water absorb into the cortical cell. Cortical cells having different layers. Now this become water sufficient. Now these are the water deficient cell. So they absorb water, they take water from these cells, and again these cells become water sufficient, and they are water deficient. Again water absorbed into the cell. Like this it went to the endodermis, and from the endodermis it is absorbed into the xylem vessel. So water absorbed by root hair cell moves through the cells of cortex of root by cell to cell osmosis. When water is moving from one cell to another cell, this is known as cell to cell osmosis. Now next is conduction of water, that is known as ascent of sap also, from root to leaf. Till the last we have discussed water is entered into the root. Now when water moves into the xylem vessels, these xylem vessels are kept one another and form a fine tube-like structure, and then water is moving in this tube, and that is known as ascent of sap. This, what is ascent of sap? The upward movement of water and minerals through the stem to the leaves against the gravitational force, that is known as ascent of sap. Now question is, what is sap? Sap is the dilute solution of mineral which is filled in the vacuole, and they are again going by the root pressure. What is root pressure? Root pressure is the hydrostatic pressure that develops due to the accumulation of solute in the xylem vessels. So now we are going to discuss these three with the help of the experiment. Just now we have discussed the water is moved by the xylem vessels. To demonstrate conduction of water or the ascent of sap through the xylem vessel, what is the material required? A test tube or conical flask. This is the conical flask. Red ink solution. This is the red ink solution. A twig. This is one twig. A small branch of plant with flowers, and it can be balsam plant, it can be petunia plant, it can be vinca rosea plant. Any plant can take the small plant, small herbaceous plant. What is the procedure? Procedure is a tester take this conical flask, fill it with water and put the red color in it, and then fix a twig with the help of cork into the conical flask. Leave this setup for few days, few hours. Then what you will see? You will see the red dots you can see on the stem. And when you take the sections of the stem, then what you will find like this. These are the xylem vessels. They all stain with red color. You can see these are the xylem vessels in the leaves, and these are the xylem vessels in the stem. They stain red in color. So this shows that water absorbed by the xylem vessels. So what is your observation? Only the xylem vessels are colored in both the sections of stem or of twig. The second is the veins in petals. These are the veins in petals of flowers, and veins of leaves become red. Then what is the conclusion? Conclusion: ascent of sap or upward conduction of water and minerals occurs through the xylem vessels of vascular bundle. Now second activity, that to demonstrate the root pressure. Just now we have discussed about the root pressure. What is root pressure? Root pressure is the hydrostatic pressure that develops due to the accumulation of solute in xylem vessels. For this we take a small herbaceous plant. This is a manometer, a glass tube, this is glass tube, and rubber tube, this is brown color rubber tube. You take a small plant and cut from here, and when you cut, at the same time you fix the tubings in it. This is the, take a potted plant such as the balsam plant, remove the leafy part and just a few centimeters above the soil, insert a glass tube immediately over the cut end of the stem and fix it with the help of the rubber tube. Then connect a manometer. Then after some time what you will find, this in the manometer the mercury is filled. So after few minutes you find the rise of the mercury, the level of the mercury rises in this tube. You can see this tubes are having markings on it, and then whatever root pressure it develops in the small plant, that is the difference in the level of mercury from first to initial reading to the final reading. So observation, the mercury level start rising just after connecting the manometer with the glass tube inserted over the stem. Then conclusion drawn, the upward movement of water in the stem is due to the root pressure. With this we come to the end of the second session, in which we have discussed about the ascent of sap, root pressure and cell to cell osmosis. Now children, this is your assignment. Define ascent of sap, root pressure and differentiate between diffusion and osmosis and diffusion and active transport.